YouTube, it's Louis here. I hope you're all well. We're taking a look at the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, taking a look at that weekly close. If you guys find any value in today or just want to support the channel, please do these 4 things: like, subscribe, comment, and share the video if you can. Now, remember correctly that we do not want to see a weekly close below this 18.6k. I think it is actually, the low is, 18.6k. If we turn on the drawings, you can see we're below this green line over here, 19,666. This is the previous all-time high, and we've actually closed a few weekly candles below, but again, we know that low on the daily and the weekly, that high low over here, we cannot afford to lose that. So going back to the weekly, you can see that we actually confirmed 18.6 as support. We were below it this past week, but before the weekly close, before Sunday had come, we decided to reverse. So if while during the week we were down here under 18.6, if we had closed yesterday below 18.6, then I would say again, you've now validated these targets because you've closed below 18.6k on the weekly time frame, and the weekly time frame is one of the most accurate time frames. So we have to take this serious. However, this did not occur, and we actually reclaimed 18.6 and confirmed it as support. So that is good going forward. That means we're going to actually attempt. Doesn't mean we will, but we will at least attempt this week to try and break this, get above the 2017 high basically. And if we can close above this, that would be beautiful. But personally, I would expect a reaction from here. So I would expect that this week, even though we might, head towards 19,666 or even get above it, I think before the weekly candle closes, you might actually reject this line. But what is good, what is positive is we're holding 18.6k as support. As long as it's support, it's bullish basically. In my eyes, as soon as you lose it, I'll tell you, no, we're not bullish. We just closed below 18.6 on the weekly time frame. Now it's weekly bearish. We're going to the first target here at 16k, then down to 14k out of this head shoulder, which we've been speaking about. And then also this larger descending triangle down to 10.8k, I think it was. So those are the bearish patterns going forward. And during last week, we actually had validated them, because if we now go over to the daily time frame, don't forget, if you're finding value or enjoying the video so far, to like, subscribe, comment, definitely comment and share the video. But you can see during last week, we had this awful candle. And you can see that we actually pumped into the Fed meeting, the FOMC meeting, and then obviously once the fundamental news event came out with the rate hikes, basically, we did dump on that, and we closed below 18.6, so that was very negative. But I remember correctly telling everyone the next day, and speaking to one of my friends just before that daily candle had closed, and we spotted that on the 2-hour time frame we had some sort of double bottom, and this was the final candle of that day that actually did close under. It did close under 18.6. That means that after that daily candle had confirmed we had lost 18.6k support, this red candle here, that means all these patterns, 16, 14 and 10k, is now all valid. We should now go down there unless we invalidate that. How do you do so? You need to reclaim 18.6k, and that's what we did with that daily candle close. Hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. For now, get rid of this because we're not there anymore. If we go down there again, I'll bring it back to your attention. It was on the 2-hour time frame going through that support, and again in the future. And you can see on the 2-hour time frame, when we reclaimed this area, we ran into resistance, but actually fell back and confirmed 18.6k as support, not once but twice right there yesterday as well. So going back to the daily time frame now, you can see after the reclaim, that was the retest, and we're retesting it again. So even on the 2-hour, you can see some sort of double bottom is trying to form over here. So you got one bottom. After coming back inside, you got one bottom and a second bottom in this area. Let's try and break above 19,300. But again, for the weekly, remember what we're expecting this week is for us to now try and attack 19,666. And the main reason is because we actually confirmed 18.6k as support on the weekly time frame. You see that we did wick below right here when we met M patterns targets and some smaller descending triangle targets on the daily time frame, but you did not close below that. But you tried to close below it by going under, but failing to actually close. But you were there. It means that you were actually under that at some point. Just before that weekly candle close, you can see how bullish you closed. Then we obviously invalidated that as we called on the channel for you guys. We were anticipating 19,666 to hold a support, but you can see because we closed a little bit below, I said, yeah, we'll head to 18,600. And then that's what's happened now. So because we're holding it in support, we need to expect actually reverse and try and attack this top band. But before the weekly candle close, I would anticipate that you try and reject it. Even if during the week we're above it, I'd anticipate that you try and reject it and close below it for the weekly candle close. If it actually closes above this week, when the weekly candle closes, this one, at the end of this week, if it's closing above that, wow, that's bullish. Again, if it's closing below this, then we actually are going down. But what I'm personally believing is that because we've now confirmed this as support this past week, this new week, it should go up. This is my thinking. This is what I am actually anticipating. But it might not happen. We know TA is not 100%. If you're coming for guarantees, this is not the place to be. And that's why we're always prepared. If we close below this, either on the daily time frame, but the weekly time frame is more powerful. If you're closing below this on the weekly, yes, that's your sell signal. We're going to lose the low. The bottom's not in. But currently, as long as we're holding it on the daily and on the weekly, which is what we're seeing at the moment, which I've shown you today, which is data, so I'm not pulling out Mars. Basically, the bottom is in. That's what we have to say. But again, does not mean 100% it's in. You close a candle below this, it's not in. At the moment, it is. I hope you found value in today's update. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.